Beloveds, greet you all in that precious name that is still above every name. I'm excited about the opportunity to be with you this morning, and I pray that you are as well. All right, Sister Tina, you're number uno this morning. Thank you for being on this morning and being a part of Morning Manna. It's also my prayer that you all would continue to share our times together so that other folk will understand what it is that has your attention. It would be great to be able to interact with the folk who we know kind of slightly, and then we can develop a relationship with them because of your sharing. So it's my prayer that you would continue to do just that, and that God would get glory out of our work. I want to talk to you this morning out of Luke chapter 19, verses 2 through 4. You've heard it before, so here it is. The Bible reads on this wise, "And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little in stature. And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way." And of course, I'm titling this, "We Offer Christ." You know, so often we find ourselves in predicaments where we're doing our normal course of activity. Perhaps we're at work, sitting at our desk, or driving in our vehicle, or walking in the street, or making special deliveries to people. And there is something unique about the way that we are performing the task for the day. And people have a tendency to be curious about who it is that you and I serve, and why we do it with such enthusiasm and such grace. And so it reminded me of how it is that during the day of Jesus walking the earth, how even a rich guy who may be hated by others or misunderstood by others simply because of his wealth, he desired to see Christ. And because he was such a small guy in a situation where there was a tremendous amount of people there, he did what only a small guy would do. He got up high so that he could see him when he passed by. Now, there's no question that he wasn't expecting an audience with Christ, but he was expecting to be able to view and see what everybody else was talking about. And that's what I want to tell you, that you and I have this marvelous responsibility to always show Christ so that he is receptive to those that we happen to come in contact with. See, Jesus is not necessarily going to be walking the streets of your city, and there's not going to be anyone who wants to climb up in a building on a high rise in a tree that wants to see him. But what he does have is he's got you and he's got me. We're walking, we're talking, we're interacting. We are actually, if the Bible is right, and I believe it is, it says, "Greater is he that lives in me than he that liveth in the world." So there ought to be something where you put him on display, that people want to see him. So I'm asking you to manifest, to make him real, to make him a part of your day so that he might become the subject of your conversation. That's all I'm asking you. Offer Christ. You don't have to get on the bells and the whistles. You don't have to get on the soapbox. You don't have to be like the greatest evangelist. All you've got to do is just behave in your normal fashion and put Christ that lives in you on display. And I promise you that someone will want to see him. And that's when you have the opportunity to offer and tell him. Let me read the balance of this story in parable in Luke 19 to you so that you can understand how simple it is to do what you know Christ has called you to do. Verse number 5 says, and when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, brother wasn't wearing a name tag. You know, this is divine inspiration that happened at this moment. He says, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. And when they, talking about the crowd, saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be guest with a man who is a sinner. See, that's why we can't worry about what the crowd say. Let's just get Jesus out there, because people are going to be critical of us. But who cares if my labor is not in vain? He says he's going to be with us. And so I want you to continue to offer Christ. Can you do that? How about that? One day, take on this challenge that today I'm going to offer Christ by my behavior. I'm not getting on my soapbox. I'm not getting on my preaching moment. I'm not getting out there where I'm drawing attention. I'm just simply going to be natural today. And God is going to be bursting out of me, and folk will know that I am and that I have the answer they're looking for. Have a tremendous day today. Love you all. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Whew. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord, our Father. I'll talk to you.